girl and your friends bad too. Oh.
Hey YouTube.
Hey.
Alright y'all, this is Danielle. This is my friend since 3rd grade.
I'm just upset why we can't use that.
OMG. Alright, so today we're making a YouTube video, a story time about the time we got caught sneaking a boy in the house. And let's get into the video.
Oh, sorry. That was funny.
So yeah, this was like when we was in 8th grade, right? So yeah, like okay, so the dude we're about to talk about that we so-called snuck in the house is still her dude. So don't try to go find him.
We trying none of that.
Cause yeah, he's still taken or whatever.
So we was talking at the time, but he kept going back and forth with this other girl
That we danced with.
Yeah. So we was talking, but we wasn't talking at the same time because he couldn't make up his mind. So me and Cage was on the phone one day, and we're gonna call him Chris. So me and Chris was on FaceTime on my phone, and me and Cage was on FaceTime on the iPad. But it was like it was like a group.
Yeah, we was all conversating together.
So I was like, yeah, Cage, you should come over to my house this weekend.
We can go to the
movies and all that. And then Chris was on the phone like, oh, I want to go. And we
like,
asked you to go.
You're not invited?
Right. But he was like, no, I want to go. They called this little attitude. So we was like, all right, okay. Come. So, yeah, you can say the next part.
So then he was like, he called me that morning and was like, okay, G, you in the house? I'm like, yeah. He like, oh, so your mother dropping you off at Danielle house? And then I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, do she mind giving me a ride? So I'm like, oh, let me go ask her. So I asked her. She said, well, as long as his parents know that he going, she'll drop him off too. So I'm like, your mother know that you going? He like, yeah.
Yes.
So then that's why I was like, all right. She said, then you can come. She'll drop you off too. He like, okay. So about like 30 minutes later, he knocked on my door. And he came in or whatever. My mother went to go get dressed. And we made our way over Danielle's house. And we got to Danielle's house. And you said your stepfather couldn't take us.
Oh, yeah, he couldn't take us because he had something to do. And I had my brother and my niece in the house also. So when they came, I was like, yeah, we can't go to the movies, but we can go to the park or whatever and chill there. So we went to the park. We took my niece and my brother with us. It was hot. We walked to the park, and it was hot. And it would have been a long way to walk there, and it was long to walk back. So we went to the park. They played for like a good
30 minutes.
Yeah, a good 30 minutes.
And we called it a day.
Right. So we went back to my house. They got picked up, and that was that.
Like a month later?
Yeah, I think before even this whole thing happened, prom was coming up. Our 8th grade prom was coming up. And I asked him, did he want to go with me? And I kept asking him, like, do you want to go? And he was like, yeah. He was like, you sure? Like, are you sure you're going to go? Because I don't want to pay this $69 if you don't go. He was like, yeah, I'm going to go. Shawty didn't ask his mother to go to the prom till the week before prom. And the mother says no. Because his girlfriend, the other girl who danced with us, she was thinking that they still go together. And they probably did. I don't know. So his mother ended up saying no. And then that's when everything just blew up.
Right. And he jazzed me up to take his friend to the prom too. And I already bought the friend ticket because he was like, oh yeah, I'm going too. So we basically bought 2 tickets
and
nobody came. Well, like, I took one of my dad's sisters with me as a date to replace him because I wasn't about to let that money go to waste.
But I did. And it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. So, like, okay, before we went to prom, though, okay, so, like, a month later, we went to a school that got out at 5 o'clock. So, we had a show on the day of school, on the school day. And, her mom and stepdad came to pick us up after school and drop us off at the performance. Yeah, at the show. So we're in the car and they didn't say anything to us.
It's all calm, cool,
Like stuff or daily stuff, like normal.
right.
But as we on our way there, I get a call from my mom, and she's like, KJ, you got me in all this mess. Oh my gosh, when I see you, I'm gonna whoop you and all this stuff. I was like, what did I do? I'm so lost. She won't tell me nothing. She like, oh yeah, I'm gonna see you when you get to the Boys and Girls Club. So I'm looking at Danielle. I'm like, yeah, if I'm in trouble, you in trouble. So what we do?
Right.
and
Chris was texting my phone. He was like, oh, Danielle, your mom said I can't talk to you no more. We can't be on the phone no more. I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, your coach said that. Your mother said this and that, this and that. And I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Like we were just so clueless. So we got inside of the place we was performing at, and we seen our coach, and she giving us the shady eye, like the little,
yeah, like,
yeah, y'all done did something. So she wasn't really talking to us. Like usually she'd like have a whole conversation with us, be all goofy with us and all that, but no, she was straight mean, savage on us. She was like, when we get back to this club, we gonna have a discussion with all of y'all parents. So now I'm just like, okay, so this got something to do with the Boys and Girls Club or something, because they did not tell us what was going on. We was just like so clueless going into this situation.
right. The coach was like, KJ, your mom upset. Chris' mom upset. Dale, your mom, she don't even know what's going on. She clueless. And I'm like, we're clueless too. Like,
Right,
what's
we
up?
don't- So, we get back to we tried to ask the other people who danced with us, like, did they know what was going on, since they was with our coach the whole time. And, sometimes she be on the phone going off on people right in front of the girls. So, like, I was like, did y'all know, y'all heard anything, y'all know anything? They like, no, we don't know. So we like, well, let's go into the situation.
Right.
Can't run away from it. So we go to the Boys and Girls Club after the show. Everybody's parents are there except for Chris and his mother. They didn't show up, but everybody else was there. So, you know what we forgot to say? How they found out. Okay, so our coach was yelling at us about how we got Chris to go over Danielle's house, and she was like, I was wrong for having my mother drop him off at Danielle's house with me because his parents didn't know. But that's the thing, he told us that his parents knew that he was going over her house. And how his parents found out was because his sister worked at the Boys and Girls Club, and one day we had practice and he asked me for a ride. Him and his sister asked for a ride, so we said yes since it was raining. So we all got in the car, and my mom was like, oh yeah, I took them. She was just telling his sister how we all went over Danielle's house, like, some while back, and we just hung out, went to the park and stuff like that. But his sister told our coach, and I guess his mother too, and it made it a situation.
Yeah, and our coach was big on, like, she don't like things happening around her, and she doesn't know. So I think that's one of the main reasons why she was really mad, because she didn't know type stuff. But fast forward back to this meeting we supposed to have.
Right.
So we get in the meeting. It's me and my mom and KJ, her mom, but Chris and his mom and the sister wasn't there, and that was the main reason why we was there. So our coach get to talking about it's this big thing because I wanted Chris to come to prom with me, and he not going, about how I wasted my $69, and I did. I ain't denied that. But she started saying about how I was pulling him in corners, touching him, and how what did she say? It was really like
It was just
ago.
everything.
It was just about how we be on the phone all the time. I keep calling him. But the whole thing with that was we was really close friends before we was even talking.
Yeah, like they was like best friends.
Right, like I could have told him anything. Like we was just really friends, like really friends. And
Like really, if you ever saw us together, it always be like, well, scratch, stay back, okay. But if you saw Danielle, you saw me, and you saw Chris. And if you saw Chris, you saw me and Danielle. If you saw me, you saw Danielle and Chris. So that's just how it went.
yeah, and then it was like the thing at that time. I think he blocked me or something like that because I can never make calls to him or I can never text him, but he can text me and call me. So she was like, "Oh, you keep calling him. He has a girlfriend." I was like, "Oh, what are you talking about? I don't know nothing you're talking about," because he always called me when his girlfriend is out at school.
Doing, yeah, whatever. And then she was saying how she was getting on me because she said the girlfriend said I didn't like her because Chris was messing with Danielle, and I'm like, what that got to do with me? Why am I upset? And the girl told our coach that I don't like her, and I said I want to fight her and all this stuff. And I was just confused. I'm like, when did I say all of this? And she was basically going to me because she was like, oh, you always with it too. You allow them to be touching up in the corners and stuff. I'm like, I'm a mother. Like, I can't stop
Like,
nobody.
what was this?
Right, and then they don't even be touching up in the corners or nothing. Like, it's nothing like that. Like, we was all literally friends. I mean, they might have caught feelings, but might have talked here and there, but like it was always friendship. It wasn't nothing like too reckless.
Right. It was just going back and forth. And another thing about our coach is that she'll find something out. Somebody will tell her something about somebody else, but she doesn't ask the person like what happened. It's always two sides to a story, but she always believed that one side. She never once asked us what was our side of the story. She just believed on what she heard.
And even if she do ask us what's outside of the story, she will make it seem like we're lying. She'd be like, just believe whoever told her first. And she'd be like, oh, so you didn't do this? Or you didn't do that? Are you sure? And then she just intimidates you. She's an intimidator. She intimidates.
Well, yep. And then something came up about, oh, while Chris was at your house, y'all could have been doing whatever. But nobody ever said that. My brother was there, my stepfather was there, my niece was there,
Kaja was there.
Right, like why would we do any of that when they there? That don't make sense. Like,
right, she made it seem like, I think she said something about, somebody said that y'all went upstairs and the rest of us was downstairs watching a movie and stuff like that. When we was watching the movie, we was all together. Like, we never split up. Like, it was always all of us together. So, that story was just exaggerated. They just wanted us to get in trouble because I guess they seen it as like because we was 8th graders and stuff like that. You don't see like a lot of girls hanging around boys or nothing unless they think it's like a relationship or something. It's always like, oh, they together and stuff like that, but it's never like you can just have a friend as a male friend, like, and stuff like that. It's always like you gotta be in a relationship or you too grown because you hanging around a boy. So, yep. So that's what happened of us sneaking a boy in the house. So-called. Now we said it at the same time. But if you like this story time, give it a thumbs up. And smash that subscribe button. And we gonna be back with more. Peace.